Hi there and welcome to Ben's Voice Narrative. In today's lesson, we want to consider a type of adjective in demonstrative adjectives. Demonstrative adjectives. Demonstrative adjectives. So demonstrative adjectives will be our topic for this class. And of course, we have about 3 objectives to achieve in this class. The first is we want to understand the definition, that is the meaning of demonstrative adjectives. The meaning. Number 2, we want to look at the examples of demonstrative adjectives. And finally, the third objective for this class is we want to exemplify these examples in sentences. So sentential examples. We want to consider sentential examples of demonstrative adjectives. So what that means is we want to put all of these examples into sentences. We want to use them in sentences, okay? So let's come to the class right away. What are demonstrative adjectives? When I mention the word demonstrative, what comes to mind, what that word sounds alike, is demonstrate or demonstration. To demonstrate, to act out, to use the body, the power of the body language, the power of gesticulation to convey a meaning, to convey or to pass a message. Demonstrative, demonstration. So the word demonstrative is adjectival in itself. It's an adjective that stems, that derives from the word demonstrate or from the word demonstration, okay? And of course, you know that to demonstrate simply means to use the power of the body movement to describe something or to paint an incident or a scenario. So, in terms of definition, demonstrative adjectives perform the function of demonstrating, of acting out, of pointing out something, maybe something that is far away or something that is very close, okay? So, demonstrative adjectives are adjectives, that is the words, that modify, that describe a noun in a way that shows the specific noun that is being pointed out or that is being spoken about. Demonstrative adjectives are words that modify, that describe, that qualify a noun in a way that points out, in a way that fishes out, that points at the specific noun we are talking about. Now, in terms of function, demonstrative adjectives help to reveal. They help to reveal the proximity, the closeness, the proximity that the noun you're describing has to the person who is speaking or to the person you're speaking to. So it's possible for a noun that is being talked about to be within proximity, that is to be very close to the person you're speaking to, or to be very close to yourself, the speaker. And it's also very possible for it's also very possible for the noun you want to talk about to be far away from you, the speaker, or to be far away from the person to whom you're speaking. So demonstrative adjectives are nouns that help us to point out the noun we're talking about, okay? And in the process of doing that, they help to reveal the proximity, that is the closeness, the distance between the person who is speaking, or the distance between the noun we're talking about and the person to whom we are speaking. So what are the types of demonstrative adjectives? There are 4 types of demonstrative adjectives in our English language. The first is this. Number 2, you have these. Number 3, you have that. And number 4, you have those. Like I always say, there is no standard way of arranging or listing the examples of demonstrative adjectives. If you like, you may want to start listing from this, and you go to that, and you go to this, and you come to those. You might want to start with those, that, this, these. So it all depends on you. All that matters is that you know that we have 4 examples of demonstrative adjectives in the English language. The first is this, these, that, and those. These are the 4. Now, what does this mean? This is a demonstrative adjective that points at an object, at a noun that is very close, that is near to the speaker, near to the speaker, near to the person who is speaking. This marker. And besides that, this is singular. This adjective, THRS, this is a singular demonstrative adjective. It's singular and it means near. So it talks about nouns, objects that are within proximity to the speaker. Now look at this. Look at this marker in my hand. This is a red marker. This that I'm holding. This, right? This blue marker is mine. So this is a demonstrative adjective that points at or points to an object that is within proximity to the person who is speaking. And again, I said it's singular in nature. That is, it only points to one item, just one. So this marker, this board, this microphone, okay, this also is a marker. This is a duster, this Bluetooth remote, this remote. So this is a singular demonstrative adjective that helps to describe, that helps to modify, that helps to describe a noun or an object that is very close to the person who is speaking, right? So that is that about that. Then let's look at these. This is like the older brother or the elder brother of this. These. It's the long E sound. These. While this is these. Okay? These. This is plural. These is plural. It's a plural demonstrative adjective. And again, it refers to things, objects, nouns that are very close, many things, plural items that are close or within the reach of the person who is speaking. An example would be these two markers, these markers. These markers are mine. These ones I'm holding in my hand. These many things. These plural item. These. Plural, and again, talks about or modifies nouns that are within proximity or very close or within the reach of the person who is speaking. So let's go to number 3. The third one is that. That is singular. That is singular, just like this. That is singular, but what's the difference between that and this? That is a singular demonstrative adjective that points, that modifies a noun that is without proximity. Without proximity to the speaker. That is, it talks about, it points at an object that is distant from the speaker. Now that is, I don't know if you can see that. Now let me come close to this. Can you see this? Right, this. Okay. Let's use that as an example. Now I'm standing here far away, a little away from that remote. And I'm saying that is the ACES remote. That is the ACES remote, or that is the fan control. That's the fan's control. That. What is far away from me? So if I come to this point and I'm saying that is the board, that's the board, that's the board, that's the marker, or that's the duster. If the duster is here, look at the duster. Can we see it from here? Oh, okay, not exactly. What about from here? Let's see if this will work. Okay, fine. Look at that. That's the marker. Or that's the duster. That's the duster. The duster is over there. Now, if you want to point or address something, an object that is distant from you, that is outside of your proximity, is without proximity, without your reach, outside of your reach, then you use that, especially when you're talking about one item. So That is a singular demonstrative adjective that helps to describe or point at a noun or point to a noun that is far away from the person speaking. So we go to those. Those, like these, is plural. Those is a plural demonstrative adjective, and those point to many items, plural nouns that are far away from the person speaking. So those are my friends. Those people you saw yesterday are my friends. So the markers are over here. I don't know if you can see. Okay, we can see from there. Now, those are my markers. Those. I can even touch them. They're outside of my reach. They're distant from me. So you use those. So basically, this is a demonstrative adjective that points, is a singular demonstrative adjective that points to an object that is very close to the person speaking. It could be this shirt I'm wearing, this vest that I'm wearing, this, very close, near. Now, these shoes, this is the elder brother of this, okay? These, many, plural. These are my children. 1, 2, 3. All of these three you're looking at, they are my children. By the way, I don't have kids yet. These are my children. These are. So that's plural. And that is a singular demonstrative adjective, the opposite of this. That is the opposite of this, in that points at an object that is outside of proximity to the speaker. Something that is not close, far away, that car, that man, that speaker, that room, that this, that door. Use that door and leave this out. So finally, those is a demonstrative adjective. Is the plural demonstrative adjective, the elder brother of that, is the bigger brother of that. And it points out objects that are without proximity, that are outside of the reach of the person speaking, or that are distant from the person who is speaking. So that is that about demonstrative adjectives. Remember that demonstrative adjectives are adjectives or they're words that modify, that point out a noun, they describe, they modify a noun in a way that shows the specific noun or object that is being talked about. So give me that apple. Okay, give me that. No, I mean that. Yeah, give me that. And get me that. Get me that one. That one, not this one. Leave this one here and get me that. So leave this. This talks about what is near to you. That talks about what is far away from you. These talk about items that are very close to you, plural, and those talk about items, people that are far away from the speaker. And with that, we've come to the end of today's class on demonstrative adjectives. I believe you've learned something impactful. You've had something insightful to pick away in the class. If you have, do want to leave a comment in the comment section and therefore this video to as many that you know will need this content, especially those school students. All right, thanks so much for watching to the very end. See you next time. Bye for now.